everyone. If anyone is indeed there. Hello. I think my computer is finally working well enough to where I can actually live stream again, which is super exciting. It was this big whole saga. First, I got a Chromebook. And Chromebooks are cell phones wearing a laptop suit that they murdered and have now taken over in some sort of weird alien thing, because that's not a real laptop. It can't do anything. So I had to do a quick exchange, and I got another smaller computer, but it's plucky, and more to the point, it can play both Skyrim and Lara Croft Guardians of Light. So I'm happy, and it can live stream and edit edit audio and video and all these things. So it's nice to have an actual computer again. Welcome to the new set. I hope you like it. It's got more natural lighting, so I don't have to have weird lights and things in my face. So yay, that's pretty fun. And I'm sure some of you might be a little lost because the Phantom Tollbooth has been a little bit choppy every now and then. So we are following the adventures of a boy named Milo. Milo used to be very depressed, but then one day when he came home, he found a toll booth. He had to set it up himself, of course. It was bright purple, which is a very important detail. And when he drove through the toll booth in his little car that he got a while ago for his birthday, a little toy electric car, he suddenly found himself transported into this strange land. It is, there are two rulers of this land. You have King Azaz the Unabridged, who rules over Dictionopolis in the south, where all the words are made. And you have the Math Magician in the north, who rules over Digitopolis, where all the numbers are made. These two princes hate each other. They're also brothers. They have two sisters called Rhyme and Reason. But because Rhyme and Reason counseled the brothers to get along instead of fight all the time, they threw Rhyme and Reason into a castle in the air far away, and no rhyme or reason has ever been placed in this land ever again. But Milo is on his way to, ooh, look at the light coming in. I'm glowing like a sparkly vampire. Let's see if I can lessen that a little bit. There we go. No, I'm not glowing quite so much. Oh, am I all blue now? Oh, well, that's fine. I don't really need to worry about how I look. So he is off on an adventure going to rescue Rhyme and Reason. He just visited King Azaz the Unabridged and met a few colorful characters. He met the witch, Faintly Macabre, who told him the story of Rhyme and Reason. He also met Talk, the watchdog, who goes tick, 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 tick. And he met the Humbug, who is always trying to agree with everybody, and because of that, he never really says anything. So they have just set out from Dictionopolis, and they met another character out in the fields. They came across a lovely field called Point of View, and they met an interesting character called not Alex, that's my husband, Alec Bings. He thinks about things. Alec Bings is a interesting character. The people in his family grow from the head down. When they're born, their head is exactly the position that it will always be, and the rest of their body goes down towards the ground. That way, he always has the same point of view. Alec Bings did mention that sometimes there are some people in his family whose head starts in the air and then the feet grow up to the stars, and they grow 10 times bigger than everybody else, which is one of my favorite details of this book. But this book is full of beautiful little details. So, we were just in the middle of chapter 10 last time when it started to go a little bit odd and wonky. Oh, yay! I'm glad you're here now. Bill, yay! I'm glad you're here. I just saw your comment. It's YouTube. It's actually a little bit easier for me to do YouTube live stream instead of Twitch, but I'm going to try to do Twitch, some live stream gaming on Twitch. We'll see how that goes, if my computer can handle it. But anyway, I think we're just going to start back with chapter 10 again. And read that all over again, because that was a little bit choppy and it's good to refresh the memory. Oh, and the tea that I'm drinking today, it's very important. Everybody should have a cup of tea. I think everyone should drink tea every single day. The tea that I am drinking is turmeric and ginger. Oh, thank you. Alex made sure to put the garbage can next to me so I have somewhere to put my tea bag. Needs more time to brew. I'm forever leaving tea bags everywhere. I will name my next pet Alec. That would be a very good trick. I'd like that a lot. All right, here we go. Chapter 10, A Colorful Symphony. As they ran, they being Milo, Talk, the Humbug, and Alec Bings, as they ran, tall trees closed in around them and arced gracefully toward the sky. The late afternoon sunlight leaped lightly from leaf to leaf, slid along branches and down trunks, and dropped finally to the ground in warm, luminous patches. A soft glow filled the air with a kind of light that made everything look sharp and clear and close enough to reach out and touch. Alec raced ahead, laughing and shouting, but soon encountered serious difficulties. For, while he could always see the tree behind the next one, he could never see the next one itself, and was continually crashing into it. After several minutes of wildly dashing about, they all stopped for a breath of air. "I think we're lost," panted the humbug, collapsing into a large berry bush. "Nonsense," shouted Alec from the high branch on which he sat. "Do you know where we are?" asked Milo. "Certainly," he replied. "We are right here on this very spot. Besides, being lost is never a matter of not knowing where you are. It's a matter of not knowing where you aren't, and I don't care at all about where I'm not." This was much too complicated for the bug to figure out, and Milo had just begun repeating it to himself when Alec said, "If you don't believe me, ask the giant." And he pointed to a small house tucked neatly between two of the largest trees. Milo and Talk walked up to the door, whose brass nameplate simply read, "The Giant," and knocked. "Good afternoon," said the perfectly ordinary-sized man who answered the door. "Are you the giant?" asked Talk doubtfully. "To be sure," he said proudly. "I'm the smallest giant in the world. What can I do for you?" "Are we lost?" asked Milo. "That's a difficult question," said the giant. "Why don't you go around back and ask the midget?" And he closed the door. They walked to the rear of the house, which looked exactly like the front, and knocked at the door, whose nameplate read, "The Midget." "How are you?" inquired the man, who looked exactly like the giant. "Are you the midget?" asked Talk again, with a hint of uncertainty in his voice. "Unquestionably," he answered. "I'm the tallest midget in the world. May I help you?" "Do you think we're lost?" repeated Milo. "That's a very complicated problem," he said. "Why don't you go around to the side and ask the fat man?" And he, too, quickly disappeared. The side of the house looked very like the front and the back, and the door flew open the very instant they knocked. "How nice of you to come by!" exclaimed the man, who could have been the midget's twin brother. "You must be the fat man," said Talk, learning not to count too much on appearance. "The thinnest one in the world," he replied brightly. "But if you have any questions, I suggest you try the thin man on the other side of the house." Just as they suspected, the other side of the house looked just the same as the front, the back, and the side, and the door was again answered by the man who looked precisely like the other three. "A pleasant surprise," he cried happily. "I haven't had a visitor in as long as I can remember." "How long is that?" asked Milo. "I'm sure I don't know," he replied. "Now, pardon me, I have to answer the door." "But, matter," he said impatiently. "All the same man, Milo said emphatically. No one asks their opinion about it. Now, what is we lost? Asked Milo once again. Said the man, scratching his head. I haven't had such a